Jake leaned back in his seat, boots kicked up on the table, a half-eaten protein bar in one hand. Nah, see, that's just human nature. We adapt. It's like doggy style. Cyril's ears twitched. Doggy style? Her golden feline-like eyes narrowed. Yeah, you know, like switching up tactics. Going for a different approach. He waved his hand dismissively, not even looking at her. It's all about positioning. Cyril let the words roll in her mind. Style. A method of movement. A technique. A human combat stance, maybe? I see. Jake didn't notice the intense focus that overtook her expression. His mistake. Humans are so strange, Cyril muttered. Why must you always reference animals for your battle styles? First, I hear of crab walking, then ducking, now this. Jake snorted. Hey, we like our metaphors. But does this doggy style have practical application? She leaned forward, tail flicking curiously. Or is it just another nonsensical human phrase? Jake barely held back a laugh. Oh, it's got plenty of applications. That was all the confirmation she needed. Later that day, when Jake invited her to the Intergalactic Station's Earth Heritage Pet Show, Cyril saw her opportunity. The moment they entered the event, her sharp eyes scanned the surroundings, drinking in the spectacle. Humans cheered as large, well-muscled Earth canines performed a dazzling display of agility and coordination. Some leapt through hoops, others weaved between obstacles at impressive speeds. Then, a demonstration of Earth's canine units, where a well-trained beast launched itself at a padded human, tackling him to the ground, made Cyril's breath hitch. So this was doggy style. Her mind raced. The crouched posture. The controlled pounce. The efficiency of movement. Of course, humans would find a way to weaponize this. She folded her arms, nodding to herself. I underestimated human adaptability. Jake, happily munching on popcorn, gave her a side-eye. Huh! This technique, Cyril murmured, still studying the dog's movements. It is deceptively effective. Jake, now concerned, followed her gaze. You mean the puppies? Puppies? Cyril nearly scoffed. This is a refined combat form, is it not? Jake choked on his snack. Combat form? Cyril, they're just... But she wasn't listening. She had already committed every movement to memory. Back in their quarters, Cyril stretched, rolling her shoulders as she prepared herself. Every instinct in her feline hunter body told her that mastering this technique would elevate her combat prowess. And Jake, her unwitting human guide, was the perfect training partner. She turned to him, eyes gleaming. I wish to practice doggy style. Jake froze mid-sip of his drink. He coughed violently, eyes wide. You what? Cyril tilted her head, misinterpreting his reaction. I see. You are hesitant because you know I will be better at it. He blinked. Better at Cyril, what the hell are you talking about? You demonstrated nothing at the event, she said, tail flicking with impatience. I assumed it was because your execution was inferior to that of your Earth beasts. I understand. A lesser practitioner would hesitate. Jake ran a hand down his face. Lesser practitioner? Oh, you have no idea. Then you will demonstrate it now. She dropped to all fours, shifting her stance into a low, prowling posture. Her movements were fluid, muscles taut, ready to strike. Jake's brain completely short-circuited. Cyril grinned. Come, human. Show me your form. Jake backed up. Oh no. Nope. We are not doing this. You refuse? Then I will take the lead. She lunged forward, shifting her hips in a way that looked dangerously close to something else entirely. Jake let out a strangled sound. Cyril, stop. Just stop. She paused, annoyed. Is this not how humans do it? That is not what. He inhaled sharply. You think, wait. What do you think doggy style means? Cyril blinked. A battle stance. An efficient method of movement. A technique to close distance and subdue an opponent, as demonstrated by your Earth warhounds. Jake's soul briefly left his body. He was lightheaded. He had never, in his entire life, encountered a misunderstanding this profound. Cyril studied his expression, her keen eyes narrowing. That is what it means, correct? Jake swallowed hard. Not exactly. Cyril frowned. Explain. Jake stared at her, at the floor, at anything but the way she was still positioned, and realized he was in serious trouble. Jake opened his mouth, then shut it. There was no easy way to do this. His survival instincts screamed at him to choose his words carefully. Cyril, still crouched, waited expectantly. Well? He coughed. So, when humans say doggy style, it's not about fighting. Her ears twitched. It is a technique, is it not? Jake rubbed the back of his neck. Technically, yes. But not for combat. Cyril's expression shifted. A hint of curiosity. Then what is it for? Jake swore under his breath. Look, it's an intimate thing. Her head tilted. Intimate? He waved vaguely. You know. Between two people. When they, like each other. A long silence. Cyril's tail flicked once. Then twice. She squinted. Explain in greater detail. Jake's brain went into full shutdown mode. It's a bedroom thing. Cyril's gaze sharpened. So it is a form of mating. Jake slapped a hand over his face. Why do you say it like that? Because that is what you are describing, she said, now looking at him like he was the strange one. He groaned. Yeah. Fine. Whatever. It's a * position *. Her lips parted slightly as realization dawned. Then she laughed, a sharp, genuine burst of amusement that made Jake's ears burn. You mean to tell me, she said, stepping closer, that humans named a mating position after a combat-ready beast? Jake sighed. Yes. Cyril grinned. Your people are ridiculous. You're just figuring that out? She purred in amusement, watching him squirm. Then, after a long pause, she smirked. So, you are skilled in this technique? Jake stiffened. I am not having this conversation. Cyril leaned in, smug. Are you certain? You seemed quite proud of it earlier. Jake groaned into his hands. I hate my life. Cyril laughed again. Do not be so flustered. I merely find it fascinating how humans take something practical and twist it into something entirely different. Jake exhaled. Yeah, well, that's what we do. She hummed, tail curling thoughtfully. Perhaps you should demonstrate after all. Jake nearly choked. Cyril! She chuckled, turning away, but not before shooting him a teasing glance. Relax, human. I am only joking. Jake was 90% sure she was lying. Jake sat on the edge of his bed, still reeling. He had survived space battles, negotiations with warlords, and one particularly aggressive tax collector, but nothing, nothing, had prepared him for this conversation. Cyril, meanwhile, looked far too entertained. She stretched lazily, a satisfied smirk on her lips. Humans are truly bizarre, she mused. The way you take words, twist their meanings, and then act scandalized when someone takes them at face value. Jake pinched the bridge of his nose. Look, I didn't expect to be giving this lesson today, all right? Cyril's tail flicked, golden eyes gleaming. Yet I am still unclear on one thing. Jake groaned. Please, no more questions. She ignored him. You claim doggy style is an intimate position, yes? He braced himself. Yes. She crossed her arms. And yet, it is named after an earth beast with combat instincts. Would that not imply it is meant to establish dominance? Jake made a noise somewhere between a laugh and a wheeze. Look, I get why you think that, but... Cyril stepped closer. So humans have turned an act of vulnerability into a display of strength. Jake felt his soul leaving his body. That's one way to put it. She tapped a clawed finger against her chin, pretending to ponder. Then it is both a challenge and a form of submission. How intriguing. Jake stared at her. You're doing this on purpose now, aren't you? Her smirk widened. Perhaps. He groaned. Of course you are. She let out a satisfied hum before turning toward the door. This has been enlightening, human. I shall have to investigate more of these styles you speak of. Jake's eyes widened in alarm. No. Nope. Don't go researching this. Please. She gave him a sly glance over her shoulder. Why? Are you afraid I'll challenge you again? His brain shut down. His entire existence condensed into one long moment of internal screaming. Cyril chuckled and walked off, her tail swaying behind her. Good night, Jake. Sleep well. He collapsed backward onto his bed, staring at the ceiling in utter defeat. This was going to haunt him forever.